Everybody's going to tell you that your ratings matter. They're going to tell you that you have to have 100% acceptance rate. They're going to say that, hey, you should accept everything, even the trash, because you want to be in the algorithm. A lot of people are going to say that. And I mean, then you have those folks that are going to say you should accept nothing. Nothing but $3 a mile, $5 a mile, Don't accept anything in terms of like, don't do Uber X because it's the bottom of the barrel. Don't do shared, which I agree with. don't do any bad rides. Decline. There are people that are going to talk about like, hey, if it's, if the pickup is too far away, don't do it. If they're going to give you a lot of negative information. Let's just keep it real. Both sides are true, but it depends on what you want to do in the sense of how you're going to actually make money. Because if you accept everything, you can obviously see where your market is. I can tell you that 100%. If you accept everything, if you put me against a cherry picker in the sense of you give me the ability to accept everything, and then you put that cherry picker next to me, we will make about the same amount of money. I mean, maybe slightly different. And as you can hear, I got an airplane coming over me. But yeah, that's the cool thing about what we do. Even though the cherry picker I can make the same amount of money as a cherry picker in the sense of somebody that's super selective, and a super selective person can make the same thing as I can make as a person that's accepting everything. The difference is, what to cherry pick and what to not cherry pick. So what I'm saying is that if you cherry pick, you got to know what to cherry pick. So in reality, I guess you could say that the person that accepts everything is going to make a lot more money. The problem is that when you accept everything, you're going to be doing a lot of mileage. You're going to be out all day. And now personally, I don't care as much about mileage. I never have, just because I look at this as like my work vehicle, and I'm here. Mileage is a tax deduction. So, if you make a lot of money, you want a bigger tax deduction. Again, I'm not a tax professional, but yeah, I can't tell you what to do when it comes to that. But yeah, so I want to do more mileage. Me personally, for my business, I want to do more mileage. But when you accept everything, that's what you're going to be doing. You're going to be doing a ton of mileage because, Uber is going to throw you some trips, 50 miles for $15, 50 miles for, $12. They might even, and then now you get a $30 ride for 70 miles. You know how it goes. So when you accept everything, you're going to be partaking in that system. But on the flip side, you are going to know exactly what your market is capable of. If you accept everything for a week, you're going to know really quickly how much you can make. So like in my case, when I'm pursuing, a big week, like I want to hit 2,000, 2,500, 3,000. Well, I've never done 3,000, but if I was trying to do like $3,000, I'm going to be 100% honest. I know the concept is that you want to cherry pick and all of that. I know. But I'm going to accept everything because that is the best way to almost guarantee that you're going to make the money. It's the best way to get to those levels when you're pursuing those types of goals. Now, again, it's about the platforms, it's about the volume, it's about what you can do in terms of rides and requests and contracts, you know what I'm saying? So it's more to it, obviously, but just in a general sense, in a regular market, well, I mean, I guess South Florida, y'all know I work South Florida. That is my market, Miami to be exact. And if you know about Miami, Miami's saturated. But I can still potentially hit 2,000, 2,500 if I need to. You know, but to do it, I would probably accept more stuff than I would decline. And that's just being realistic, because, you know, and that's the thing about accepting everything. You're going to see where the offers are coming from. So yeah, if I get a ton of offers from the Heat Arena, that's a hot spot. If I get a ton of offers from Biscayne Boulevard, I'm just saying, in Edgewater, that's a hot spot. But if I get a ton of offers from, I don't know, the office, that's another hot spot. So now I keep these things in my mind, and I kind of, and because you're accepting everything, you're going to start to see where the hot spots are. You're going to see exactly where people are ordering from. Because yeah, the simple answer is go to South Beach, go to Brickell, go to Wynwood, and go downtown to Edgewater. But if you've been down there, if you've been in those places, then you know that traffic is crazy. It is brutal, especially depending on what time you're going down there. You'll be sitting in traffic for like 40, an hour, hour and a half. And if you're not completing trips with people in your back seat, you're not making no money. You know what I'm saying? Because we, at least on Uber, I should say that. Lyft will pay you for your time, but yeah, I would rather get another trip that, you know, in that time, as opposed to being paid wait time. Nah, not for me. Not for me. Yeah, I would rather just get paid for another trip, because, I mean, another passenger, better paying passenger, maybe another potential tip. That's just how I look at it. But yeah, Lyft will actually pay you for your time. So, you know, you sitting in all of that traffic, you probably want to do more Lyft. But again, you accept everything. You get the chance to see what I'm talking about. Because it's easy for me to say it, because I've been through it. I do it. I've been doing it for the last 5 years. You can tell me an area in Miami right now, and I can tell you exactly what the traffic is like, because I've driven it, you know. So much so that really the last year, I was driving down in Homestead, Florida City, learning that market, you know, Kendall, Doral. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I know a lot of markets, but that's just because that's where I'm from. I live there. So, you know, so now on the flip side, if you say you want to cherry pick, right? I'm going to be a cherry picker. I'm going to be a cherry picker. Say that 3 times fast. Yeah, but if you're going to be selective with your rides, you feel like being selective with your rides is going to make you more money because you're more selective. Okay, let me tell you what happens when you're selective with your rides. So yes, you're going to pick, I mean, it depends on your rules, but I'll tell you what my rules are. Everybody's rules are different. People probably call me a slave because of my rules, but whatever. My rules are simple. I want $8 or better. I don't like short trips. I don't like the little, oh, I'm going down the street. I don't like I'm going around the corner. I like $8 or better, personally. I really want 20, 30-minute rides or better. I honestly prefer to get longer trips. That is my strategy. I want one passenger. Give me $200 for one passenger. I'll drive the mileage. That's how I look at it. Now, I get it, you know, it depends on the app, the platform, all of that stuff. Am I going to actually get paid $200? Yeah. And if I do, like, what's the mileage? I know. But, you know, being a cherry picker, this is how I could do that. I have a strategy that works for me. I do about 2-3 rides, but, you know, if you're a cherry picker, you have a certain set of rules. So like I said, I want $8 or better. $8 or better, the offer has to come in at $8 or better. Then I want to analyze the offer real quick, because y'all know Uber doesn't give you a ton of time. You know, like, it's like, hey, move. You know, you only got like 5 seconds now. Yeah. So I look at it based on how long is that trip going to take me? Now, there are times where I care about the pickup, and there are times where I don't. If it's slow in my market, in the sense of like, I really don't have any offers, I've been sitting around, I don't care as much about the pickup. Of course, if I could get something that's 3-4 minutes pickup, cool. But, there are times where I will take a 10-15 minute pickup because it's just slow, So I'm not necessarily focused on the pickup. I'm focused on the time that it'll take in the ride. That is my strategy. Like I said, it's very dependent. The pickup is dependent on how slow my market is that day, that time, what area I'm in. Am I trying to go somewhere? But so I am primarily focused on the time that it's going to take me to go from picking that person up to dropping that person off. That's what I look at. So if it's paying me, so I generally say I want at least half of the amount of time that it's going to take. So if it's going to take me 30 minutes, I want at least $15. If it's going to take me an hour, I want at least an hour. If it's going to take me an hour, I want at least $30 for that ride. That is what I'm looking for. That is my strategy. Now, everybody has a different strategy. Everybody has a different thing that works for them. Obviously, like when I'm doing quests, which we don't get a lot of, but we have recently, when I'm doing quests, that strategy goes out the window because I need to do more rides. I need to do, depending on the quest, I need to do about 10, 15 rides a day, 20 rides a day. And so obviously that strategy doesn't work for that. But that's what I'm saying. It's about the strategy. So for me, what works the best for me is about $8. $8, because I know, I'm avoiding those little $5, $6, $3 rides, and I can potentially get an $8 ride. So I get that $8 ride, and I know that, so if it's $8, it's probably a 16-20 minute drive. I can knock that out. 20 minutes, $8, that's 2, so that's 16. Let's see. That's 16 plus 8 is what? Damn, I had a brain fart. So that's about 24 hours. $24 an hour is what I'm looking at. Because I know you guys ask, so yeah. There's that. That is what I'm looking at. That is what I'm looking for when I'm out on the road. That is my base level. That is UberX. That is Lyft Basic. Right around there. If I could do $24 an hour, I'm pretty good. Remember, I honestly want $21. I mean, I'm comfortable living off of $21 an hour. But of course, my strategy is $24 an hour because I know I can make way more than that. And that's when you get to the other ride types, focusing more instead of on UberX, focusing on comfort rides, and then trying to do premier rides. Is like, yeah, you're gonna basically raise your hourly rate. And that's what I'm looking for. If I could do 3 rides in that hour, like I said, that's $24. $24 times what? I don't know. $24 times 10 is $200 an hour. 240 hours. $240. Doesn't mean I'm gonna work 10 hours. Actually, now I don't work I don't even really do. Sometimes, I mean, like I said, if I'm pursuing a big number, I did 10 hours, really, you can kind of see, and I'm kind of moving away because this guy is, he's a maintenance guy. He's just kind of blowing the leaves around. So I wanted you guys to be able to hear me, but you can kind of see how I did that math pretty quickly. And I know some of y'all are going to be like, but taxes, but depreciation, but yada, yada, yada. So just at a base level, that is what I'm looking for. That's my strategy. My strategy is a $24 an hour strategy, if that makes sense. And every cherry picker is different. So I'm comfortable with that. But there are people that's like, no, I want $30 an hour. No, I want $40 an hour. No, in terms of Omar, he wants $100 an hour. You know what I'm saying? So it all depends on when you're cherry picking, it all depends on one, what you're trying to pursue in terms of what rides you'll take, what rides you won't take, your strategy in terms of like what you're looking at when you see the offer. And then two, it depends, three, really, two. And then three, it depends on like what car you have. Because if you only have an Uber X car, then you gotta, you know what I'm saying? If you only have a car that does Uber X, then you gotta understand that you're gonna be waiting a long time to get those rides. So is it worth it? You know, this is why people go to the other types of cars, the SUVs, you know, in my case, the Teslas, the EV vehicles. This is why those other ride types play a part. But again, don't get me wrong. Can you still make the money on Uber X? Absolutely. It's just you take more rides to hit that amount. So, you know what I'm saying? So instead of doing $8, I'll do $6, you know, and I can still hit a pretty decent wage, you know? It's just more work, and that's what it comes down to. So yeah, man, as you can see, I'm just kind of walking through the park. I got the airplanes coming across me now. But yeah, I just wanted to address that again because I keep getting this question. So it's all about your strategy. At the end of the day, I can't tell you what to do. All I can tell you is what I do, and it works for me. And I would believe that it would work for you. But yeah, man, listen, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Absolutely appreciate you guys. If you need me, leave a comment. And if you're not in the Telegram group, you're slacking. But yeah, with that being said, man, I'm out of here. Deuces.